Welcome, my bright stars. Today, we'll be discussing about the further scope of marketing, importance of marketing for the business viewpoint, for the consumer viewpoint, and for the society viewpoint. I hope you have watched my last lecture and understand everything. If not, you can drop your query in the Google Classroom. So, discussing further that what are the further scope of marketing? If you remember in the last lecture, what have we discussed? We have discussed about the products, services, events, ideas, and whatnot. There were total 10 things that are been sellable through the help of the marketing in the market. So, many authors have even extended the scope of marketing. According to them, that is only the sales area. If you see here, the point number one, what you will be getting it, that is product and services. If you see product and services here, these are the product and services. So within this only, they have extended another 10 things. What can they be? For example, they can be events, they can be ideas, they can be, say, for example, people, they can even be people. All right. So in that way, they have divided it into the 10 parts. So products, services, ideas, characters, places, cities, people, and whatnot that are being sellable through the help of marketing. But many authors stated that not only this, there can be even further scope of marketing. So, as we discuss in the definition, what marketing is all about? Marketing is all about satisfying the needs of the consumer with the help of earning a lot of profit for your organization. There is a difference between the Asian theory and the Western theory. When in Asian countries, companies are earning a lot of profit, they are being not approached with a good eyes. But if you see in the approach of the Western countries, the more the bigger company, the more reputed the company. Because people think that if company is earning huge profit, it means they are selling a good product into the market. And if they're selling a good product into the market, it means they are satisfying the needs of the market. Hence, it becomes a reputed company or it becomes a more branded companies for the organization. Say for an example, if we talk about Apple, so it's a $18 billion company and now moving towards the 1 trillion company. So it means that they have the GDP of more than 18 different countries. So people there do not watch it with a bad eye. For them, it's a reputed brand. For them, it's an honor to hold a Apple phone or any of the Apple product. But the question arises, sir, how is it possible? It is only possible with the help of a market research. What is market research? The market research is all about that how a consumer is thinking, what he wants to buy, what are his needs, how much he is ready to spend to buy a particular product. Say, for example, when you all will be going in your third year and you will be doing your winter project, what winter project is all about? It is all about your research that how consumer thinks, what is his behavior, what brand he is supposed to buy, how much money he is ready to spend on this. So that is all known as a marketing research. Now, another question arises here. How do company do the research? Well, let me tell you. Previously, this all was done on the basis of the data that you are buying from the accountancy, that in which month the most product are been sellable. Say for an example, a umbrella manufacturer do not manufacture the umbrella in the month of June or July. They start manufacturing the same thing for the entire year and they sell during the month of the June to the September because it's the season. That was the previous way, the traditional way of the market research. Now what they are doing? Now a idiot box in your hand, that is a mobile phone, today a very important device. That device is sending a lot and lot of information to all the marketers. How? Say for an example, how much time you're spending on your WhatsApp, what is the duration of your Instagram, or what is the duration of your Facebook, how much you're scrolling, how much time you're spending, what products you are looking about. Say for an example, in my last lecture I talked about this. You do one act, go to Flipkart or go to the Amazon, search any product. Say for an example, you search a mic or you search a t-shirt or you may search a mobile cover, but don't buy it and you come back. After you come back, you go after some time to a browser and search any damn thing, any topic. Say for an example, a definition of a marketing, and slowly and gradually you will see that all those product what you have browsed on your Amazon, it will be visible on that web browser. That is a research. They are tracing you. They're looking at what you are searching, and then they are posing the products on the web browser. Same way, your television. Previously, the television was something that it was not having a setup box, but now the setup box is gathering all your information: how much time you're spending on the TV, what television channel you're looking upon, how much time you're muting your television, what point of time you have mute your television. All this information has been gathered by the marketer, and then they design their product and try to sell you out. For an example, if you see today, there are small mobile stands available because everybody knows that today most of the job are been done on the mobile phone, so there is a requirement of a mobile stand. Hence the companies are been manufacturing this mobile stands. How they came to know? Because they have studied your need, what are your basic needs, and then they are designing the product. This is marketing all about. They are not manufacturing and selling, but they are sensing your need and then manufacturing, and hence it becomes easy to sell the product. So the second scope of marketing is what? Marketing research. And let me tell you, when you'll go in your next year, in your fifth semester, you will be also getting a subject of the marketing research. Point number 3, that what we are talking about, channel of distribution. Okay, now any company is playing or delivering any of your product, it becomes very necessary that how strong their channel of distribution is. Now when I say what my channel of distribution means, that let me explain you here, that channel of distribution is something. Say for example, this is a manufacturer and this is a consumer. How many people are coming in middle? Fine, this is known as a zero level, where there is nobody, no retailer, no wholesaler in a middle. This is known as a zero level channel of distribution, but this may not be applicable all the time. Say for an example, you are buying a milk. When you are buying a milk directly from a milkman, it becomes a zero level channel of distribution. When Sumul Dairy is selling a product to you from its own company outlet, it becomes a zero level channel of distribution. But this may not happen all the time. This kind of a channel of distribution is usually applicable where product is normally not going to last for a very long time. Basically the edible products, for example restaurants, they are also known as a zero level distribution channel. So what are the other level of distribution channel? Say for an example, there is a manufacturer here, all right, there is a wholesaler here, there is a retailer here, and there is a consumer here. So how many people in between? Fine, there are almost two people. So this is known as a two level channel of distribution. Fine, now every time there may not be the wholesaler or a retailer, it can also be the company outlet. Fine, when there is a company outlet, again it becomes a zero level channel of distribution. For an example, if you're going to a McDonald's, fine, you go to McDonald's, you fine, there is a McD and you buy a burger over there. So how many people are coming in middle? Let me tell you, nobody is coming in middle. So again it becomes a zero level channel of distribution. All right, now for an example, you are going to buy a car. All right, you are going to buy a car. Now in car there is no wholesaler, no retailer. Who's there? All right, there is a manufacturer, there is a company distributor, and the consumer. This is a one level channel of distribution. But here remember, we are not using a word retailer for the distributor. He is a distributor, or you can say him as a dealer. Fine, the authorized car dealer. He is not the retailer. All right, so the terminologies keep on changing. So the third scope of marketing is what? The marketer works over a strong distribution channel so that more and products can be sellable for the company. The basic economic fundamental says what? The more the supply, the more the demand. So when your strong channel of distribution is there, obviously you can sell more amount of the product. All right. Third is done. Now we come to the fourth one, physical distribution. Now physical distribution means what here? When we talk about physical distribution, we are talking about supply chain management. Now what is a supply chain management? Supply chain management means from procuring the raw material to delivering to you at your doorstep, that consists of the physical distribution. It also includes the warehouses, cold storage, and all kind of facilities, including the logistics. When I say logistics, I mean that the transportation used by the company, that includes in the physical distribution. I'll give an example here. You must have seen the trucks, of the special trucks for the Pepsi. They are carrying a Pepsi bottles or the Coca-Cola bottles. That includes the physical distribution. Or the companies selling the product. For an example, if you remember, eCart, a company that has been run by the Flipkart to deliver the products at your doorstep, is known as a physical distribution. All right. Now, the next one, promotional decisions. Now, when I talk about promotional decision, let me remind you, the last lecture we talked about the 4P, that is product, price, place, and promotion. So here we are going to discuss about the promotion. Now, how do company promote? See, remember here, as I said previously, in olden days, what used to happen, that company used to manufacture any kind of a product without asking the consumers, and then they try to sell it out. But now the time has changed. What is happening now? That company first comes to you, they ask you directly or indirectly, sir, what is your need? They go back to factory, they manufacture a product, and they come to you and tell you, okay sir, this is a product manufactured for you. Now it becomes easy for you to sell a product. How it becomes easy to sell a product? Because they know this is your need. Now they just need to click you, they need to pitch you to sell this particular kind of a product. So what are the kinds of methods that are being used as a promotion? Today the world has changed. So let me tell you, first of all, they can use advertising. Now various types of advertising are been there. For example, print media, for example, digital media, for example, electronic media. They can use anything to sell a product. This is not enough all about. They can also use a salesman, what we have discussed in the last lecture. For example, how they can recruit a salesman, they will go to door and try to sell a product. That is one of the way. They can also run a promotion activity. How they can run a promo activity? For example, 1+1 free, fine, buy 100 grams get 20 grams free. That is a kind of an example of a promotional decision. Or they can also run any kind of a hire a brand ambassador to promote a kind of a product. That can also be possible for this. Sixth is a pricing decision. Now, company also needs to decide that what is the best way to price your product. Say for an example, every time you sell a cheap product may not be sellable in the market. How? I'll give an example of perfume. Say for example, perfume is a expensive product. Now any company, a very local company, manufacture a perfume and try to sell it at 500 rupees, may not be sellable, because perfume is a status symbol. Perfume is an expensive kind of a product perception. So what company would do about? Company will manufacture a perfume and will place within a branded perfume. Say for an example, you go to a central mall, there are branded perfumes over there, and that particular perfume has been kept with those branded perfumes with a high price tag, for example 2000 bucks. It may be sellable now. Why? Because it's a perception game. I'll give an example over here. For example, somebody tells you that corona can be cured with a vaccination of 10 bucks. We may not believe, oh, corona is a big kind of a thing. You cannot get cured by eating a 10 rupees medicine. So company will say, okay, fine, I'll sell it in 1000 rupees. Now you're happy. Why you're happy? Okay, fine, I am eating 1000 rupees medicine. The corona would be getting cured. Fine. So this is a perceptual game. This is how the marketer decides that at what price I have to sell a particular kind of a product. All right. Next one is your seventh one. We are talking about your environmental analysis. Okay. Environmental analysis means what? Fine. We have all discussed in the first semester about the environment. We have learned the business environment. How many kind of a environment are in there? As I have taught you, It's been spelled T. Fine. That is social, political, economical, legal, technical, and international. It's very easy. So, how social environment affects. If people are changing socially, their demand would change. Fine. Previously, we had a lot of ladies who used to wear saris, dresses, but now slowly and gradually we have shifted to the t-shirts and jeans. Fine. This is a social change. For example, there is a change in the political environment. Fine. There is a change in the taxation policies by the government. There are certain kind of a political decision taken. So on that behalf, your product would be changed. For example, now the rate of interest is going down slowly and gradually every day. So maybe you would be influenced to buy a new car, or you would be influenced to buy a new mobile phone on a loan, maybe from the Bajaj FinCard. Fine, that is even possible for that. So as a marketer, I need to understand the legal environment, technical environment, and the international environment, and then I have to decide and design my product. Fine, I need to decide my product, my price, my place, and my promotion. They are basically known as a 4P. So I need to decide this 4P according to what? So that is what decided on the basis of the environmental analysis. Next is what? You have sold the product, people are happy or not. I need to check that. So how I would come to know? So I would come to know with the help of the feedback from the consumers. That is very, very, very important. If you do not know whether your consumer is happy or not, and if you are keep on selling the product, that is known as a marketing myopia. Remember this term, marketing myopia. And if you do not sell your product in a correct way, it would be creating a problem for the company, and for the long lasting, company would not be able to satisfy the needs of the consumers. All right, last but not the least, what it is, that is a responsibility towards the society. Now how you're responsible towards the society, let me tell you, let me give you an example here. For example, you are a shampoo manufacturer. You know that your shampoo would be very effective, it has been used twice a week, but you feel that if only my product has been sellable twice a week, fine, it's been used 2 times a week, it means only 104 times a year. Fine, so you will feel, sir, my sales are not there. So what I'll say to my consumer, sir, I'll say to my consumer, use daily. Fine, if my consumer has been using my product daily, now what would happen here? Sir, my product is now sellable for 365 days. Fine, the consumption has almost gone 3.5 times. So this is unethical. What I'm doing, I'm doing a unethical job. This is not responsibility towards a society. I am doing a unethical job. So this is wrong with the prospect of the society. I should not do that. I should use a good quality of a raw material. So if I'm doing that, I am very much responsible towards the society. Everybody should remember about it. All right, I hope the points are clear here. What we need to do, sir, I need to decide about my product. I need to decide about my marketing research. I need to decide about my channel of distribution, my physical distribution, my promotional activity, and my pricing. Now, let me tell you a secret. If you need to remember 4 points out of this 9 points, it's very simple. 4P. What are they? So product, price, place, and promotion. Then I need to do the environmental analysis. I'll take a feedback from my consumers, and I'll be responsible towards my society. So one answer is ready for you people, not to worry about it. All right, sure. Now we'll go to the next answer. What I'll be talking about, that is the importance of marketing. Sir, why marketing is important? Why any company should do marketing? Let me remind you again, I'm talking about marketing. I'm not talking about sales. Marketing is a very, very, very broader term in comparison to the sales. All right, marketing includes branding, it includes product designing, it includes pricing, as we have seen in my last slide. Fine, if you see what we have seen in the last slide, that it includes about everything. Fine, the scope of marketing is huge. They are deciding what the product, research, channel of distribution, promotion, pricing, analysis, feedback, and responsibility. Okay, so let's understand what is the importance of marketing. But here there is a twist, my students. What is the twist here? Twist is that importance of marketing here relies with the three parties. First is for the business, second is for the consumers, and third is for the society. So first we'll be taking with the help of what? First we'll be taking with for the business. All right. Okay. The first one let me discuss here is keep pace with the change in demand. Your demand before 10 years was different. Today your demand is different. 10 years back you might be using a Symbian phone. Today you are using a smartphone with 6 GB RAM, 64 GB of hard disk, maybe even more, 48 megapixel of your camera. Fine, this is my product description. You may need something else. Your demand would be something different. You may need a good music, somebody may need a good camera, somebody may need a good social apps. So that is a different demand according to the need of a consumer. So if I am a good marketer, I'll do a research, as my previous slide says that marketing includes the research part. If I'm doing my research, I know that what is the demand of my consumer. I'll know the demand of my consumer, the latest demand I'll know. If I know the latest demand, I can serve that particular demand. All right. Okay, next is what? To develop the economy. Now, see, understand here one thing, students. Who develops the product? The scientist. Science develop the product. Who sells the product? Sir, the product has been sold by the company. So, what company is doing? Sir, company is increasing the economy. Fine, company is giving a input in the economy. They are generating the what they are trying to generate. So, they are trying to generate a sales. If they generate a sales, my GDP goes up, my nation is getting a more prosper, and not with that, they will even export. Fine, if you see, we'll be seeing one more point in a few next slides. They will export. So if my export increases, what will happen, sir? My balance of payment would be reducing. Fine, my country would be getting more and more prosperous. All right, helps in increasing a sales, as I just mentioned, that how they will develop a economy by developing a new product, by developing more sales, by exporting more products. So my country GDP would be rising. All right, third one, that is helps in maintaining the competition. This is a very important aspect. Now if you remember Nokia, fine, a leader at one point of time with 55% of a market share at a global level. Fine, now what where it is, hardly they have 4% of a market share in the global level. What happened? Because they didn't match with the competitor. A poor marketing strategy. They didn't got a hint that the future of mobile would be not Symbian technology, but it would be Android. They didn't develop the Android phones. They didn't adaptate the Google's Android, and the market share was crashed, and the company was at a sellable post. So one need to do what? They need to manage with the competition. They need to stay in the competition with the latest product, and that is only and only done with the help of the marketing. Last but not the least, that is a brand. Everybody is doing marketing, but it is very necessary to create a brand. If your product doesn't becomes more brand, there is a saying that if your product name becomes adjective, you have created a brand. If your product becomes adjective, you have created a brand. Now for example, how? For example, I say it, don't message me. What I tell it, sir, please WhatsApp me. So what WhatsApp has become? Sir, WhatsApp has become a adjective. It's a successful brand. What we tell it, Google it. Now we are not Googling it. Actually, we are searching some information on a search engine. But now search engine is equal to Google. So Google has become what? Sir, Google has become a adjective. That becomes a brand. That becomes a strong brand. Please WhatsApp me, please Google it, and send me Google Classroom it. So this have become a strong adjective and a strong brand. These are the advantages with the viewpoint of a business. All right, next one. Now what is the next one? Importance of marketing with the viewpoint of a consumer. Sir, how a consumer would be helpful if a company is doing marketing? Fine, there are certain points. For an example, how it will be helpful. Sir, as a consumer, I will come to know different products that are going to satisfy my needs. Sometimes there is a need of a consumer, but he himself do not know it. The marketer tell us, sir, this is a need of you, this is your product, fine, buy this product and your need would be satisfied. So this is helpful with the consumer also. Second, sir, he can compare a two different product of two different company. You can Google it, you can go to the Flipkart, you can go to Amazon, you can try to search two products, you can compare them. For an example, if you go to gsmarena.com, all right, gsmarena.com, you keep go there and you can search two different mobile phones and they will tell you what are the two different features. So if a company is doing a good marketing, if company is listed at the GSM Arena, you can compare two competitors product very easily and you can buy them. All right. Now, new product development. For an example, being a consumer, when a company is coming to you and asking for a feedback, fine, and you give a feedback, sir, I need a different product. Company will manufacture that product, they will be giving it back. So, being a consumer, you are at the advantage that company is going to customize. What it is going to do? Customize the product. All right. Okay. The last and the most important one is CRM. It may be known as a customer relationship marketing. It can also be known as customer relationship management. Fine, CRM has two forms. It can be M can be marketing, M can be the management also. Okay. Now, I'll give an example over here. For an example, you gifted a rose last year to your mother and father on their anniversary. This year you forgot. Say, for an example, the company, the florist calls you or texts you and says that, sir, last year you have gifted a bouquet to your parents on their anniversary. Would you like to gift it again back? So this is CRM. Fine, the database management. It's fine. The company is trying to recall you that what have you bought last year for your parents? Please buy it again. So this is an example of the CRM. Fine, they are trying to maintain a good relationship. Ultimately, they are trying to do more sales. They are trying to sell you the product with the help of the customer relationship management. Say, for an example, on your birthday, some company messages you and tell you, sir, today is 25% extra off for the entire month. Come and shop with us. So definitely you'll go over there and you'll shop with them. So CRM is basically doing what? So CRM is basically trying to increase sales and satisfy your need. They are trying to satisfy your need. Fine, this is how the consumer or customer relationship management works, or the marketing works. Now, coming to the last aspect of the today's lecture, we will be talking about importance of marketing with the societal aspect. That was for the company. Second one was for as a consumer. Third, as the entire society, how marketing is helpful. Company doing a good marketing generates the employment opportunity. How? Salesman, marketer, fine, distribution, physical distribution, fine. There are so many people getting jobs if a company is doing marketing. If company is not doing marketing, they are only doing sales. What would happen, sir? No marketer. Nobody is required to do the advertisement, so there would be no advertisement, no actors would be recruited. So when company is doing marketing, they are generating lot of employment in the market. All right, if they are generating employment, definitely they are also generating the income for that. Yes, they are also generating, sorry for this, okay, they are also generating the income for the nation. As I said, they are increasing in the GDP. All right, higher standard of living. When a good products are been delivered to you, obviously they are generating a higher standard of living also. Fine, you are getting good products, your life becomes easy, your life becomes cool, and you get a higher standard of a living. If a cheap products are been available, your standard of living would be increasing. All right, now comes the agriculture development and the farm productivity. This is very important. I'm going to give an example over here. Now, what example I'm going to give here? The Lay's example. All right, now what Lay's has been doing, as you know that Lay's is using potatoes every day in a lakhs of ton of quantity worldwide. Now Lay's is a something, it's a branded product. Fine, it's a branded product. It gives you the quality product. Now they need a particular type of a potato with a good quality. They do not procure any damn potato and make a chips of them and they sell it out. So what they have started doing, they have tied up with many farmers in India, in Punjab, in Madhya Pradesh, and wherever the potatoes are been grown, and they are giving advances to the farmers. Right? When they give advances to the farmers, they also give the technology, a good technology to the farmer, so that potato can be increased and the production of a potato has been increased in a good quantity. And if you remember Kurkure has been developed in India. It's a first product by Lay's that has been developed in India and sellable in the worldwide. So it needs some pulses, it needs some grain, rice, dals, and pulses and petals, and many things they are been required. All right. So they are tying up with the farmers to sell them only. Fine, nobody else can be doing out. Now, when in a country we are a farm oriented country where our farming has been decreasing, companies like Lay's, companies like Balaji, companies like Coca-Cola are working very hard, and they are slowly and gradually increasing the productivity of what they are increasing the productivity of the farmers, so that everybody can be taken advantage of this. All right. Efficiency. If there is a mass production, there is a saying in marketing, either you sell to a masses or you sell to the classes. All right, I'll repeat it. Either you sell to the masses or you sell to the classes. Mass means what? A product for everybody. For an example, Parleji. Or you sell for the classes. For example, Good Day. It's an expensive one. Or you can say Oreo. It's an expensive one. You cannot sell to everybody. All right. For example, Parleji. For example, Oreo. Now, if company is producing a product at a very high level, it's increasing the efficiency of the company, the efficiency of the production houses, the efficiency of the people to work more harder, to increase the productivity, to increase the GDP. This is basically going to help to the society by delivering the huge quantity of a product. Say for an example, in this corona time, there is a huge requirement of what? There is a huge requirement of sanitizer, there is a huge requirement of a mask, there is a huge requirement of a PPP kits. Fine. So who's working? What we need, sir? All we need is a mass production and the mass consumption. Fine. There is a, because country like where in India we have a high population of say 130 crores. So what we require? Testing kits are being required, masks are being required, gloves are being required. So we require a mass production because there is a mass consumption over here. All right. Next one is what? As we have discussed this earlier also, that is a export promotion. Countries like India, for example, we have delivered drugs to different countries for curing this corona. Fine. Hydrochlorine has been delivered, has been exported to a different countries because we are a huge manufacturer of this kind of medicines. Fine. And by doing this, we get a good branded all over the world, we get a good reputation, we get a good income. And again, as I said, our balance of payment would be reducing if we export a good quality products to the worldwide. All right. Next one, the tourism. Okay, how many of you have heard about the medical tourism? As I said that services are also the part of the marketing. Fine. We are a doctorate. Fine. Doctors are also services. It can also be marketed. As you must be knowing that people from US, people from UK, people from Australia, they come to India every year to get their dental treatment done. Fine. They come here to get their dental treatments done. Why? Because in those countries like US, Australia, UK, France, Dubai, it's very expensive to get the treatment of their dental. So they come to India, they roam the entire country, and they also get their treatment done. So this is basically known as what? This is basically known as the, okay, let me tell you, this is known as a medical tourism. Fine. This is known as a medical tourism. And this increases what? This increases a dual income. First is a tourism income and second is a medical income. Last but not the least, we are talking about the innovation. As I said, if the company are trying to sell a good products, the standard of living has to be increased. So if company are doing a new innovation product, the consumer gets a good product and company tries to achieve new and new. Otherwise, who have thought that the entire schools and colleges would be merged into a mobile phone with the help of the smartphone technology? All right. So these are the importance of marketing. We would be concluding our lecture here. If there is any doubt, you can post your question in the Google Classroom, or you can come over my email ID, or you can drop your query over this at my website also. All your queries would be solved. We would be taking a small quiz in the next week, so do preparing it. I'll be sharing all the notes on the Google Classroom. Thank you. Have a good day, my champs.